Bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down, shoulda to the time, get a damn no. But I see the shawty and I show her. She could never get a priest holding. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. And a sucker duck bitch ass boy fuck nigga over that bit mugger. I say, if that nigga on wall, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick loaded, but he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think? Well, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK shoot solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Walk fight every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, the clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commander General get a damn order, but ain't nothing to me to damn kill you. I was talking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. They got popped off for a neck. If that nigga on wall, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick loaded, but he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think? Well, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK shoot solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Walk fight every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said, 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga, too. Dumb ass.
Back roll.
This shit gon' ride. Grab my bow tie. Grab my bow tie. You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than the ice-pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Riches on the gram. Dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home cause they found the out. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My coat cabinet, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses after the war just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this orbit my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this orbit my whole life, my whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that God flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall Street from Pablo Escobar. Be at the ball like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. And can the streets need another anthem? I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this orbit my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this orbit my whole life, my whole life.
Buddha.
Look, I ain't the hardness. I'm a good soldier.
Yeah.
My niggas is killers. I ain't gon' hold you. This shit is not for the weak. I already told you. They taught us to yak a rob. Watch how you approach us. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
When Babylon fall, the meek gon' inherit the earth. I never turn pussy. You gotta bury me first. I get the word from Cap.
Yeah.
I'ma just go, yes sir. Please don't play with your life, or you'll get seriously hurt. Over my brothers,
Yeah.
we doing numbers.
Yeah.
You like to talk a lot, but you'll get humbled. Hey, fuck all my enemies, yeah, cause they make a tumble. You gotta be disciplined. Can't do what you want to. Outside is a jungle, and I got the heart of a lion. I just did Hebrew Academy, tried through the fire in the heart of a crisis. Everybody wanna talk tough, but only a dummy and try us. They told me life about war, so I ain't gonna never stop fighting. I know that they fools, but I cannot.
Buddha.
Look, I ain't the hardness. I'm a good soldier.
Yeah.
My niggas is killers. I ain't gon' hold you. This shit is not for the weak. I already told you. They taught us to yak arrive. Watch how you approach us. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers. Yeah, yeah. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers. Yeah, yeah. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers. Yeah, yeah. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers. Yeah, yeah. When Babylon fall, the meek gon' inherit the earth. I never turn pussy. You gotta bury me first. I get the word from Cap. I'ma just go, yes sir. Please don't play with your life, or you'll get seriously hurt. Over my brothers. We doing numbers. You like to talk a lot, but you'll get humbled. Hey, fuck all my enemies. Yeah, cause they make a tumble. You gotta be disciplined. Can't do what you want to. Outside is a jungle, and I got the heart of a lion. I just did Hebrew Academy, tried through the fire in the heart of a crisis. Everybody wanna talk tough, but only a dummy and try us. They told me life about war, so I ain't gonna never stop fighting. I know that they fools, but I cannot pity them. Niggas is taking them lies too serious. All black everything, know it, but fear them. Feds is watching, I gotta stay diligent. I gotta stay militant. Yeah, I know that I'm killing them. I endure hardness. I'm a good soldier. My niggas is killers. I ain't gon' hold ya. This shit is not for the weak. I already told ya. They taught us to yak arrive. Watch how you approach us. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers. Yeah, yeah. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers. Yeah, yeah. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers. Yeah, yeah. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers. Yeah, yeah. Front line. That's double time. I ain't throwing no flags. They let their colors fly. I'm UPK certified. Follow the chain of command. We don't want cowards in here. Them niggas can stay where they at. Fuck what they saying, it's cap. These devils is hunting our steps, so I ain't leaving no tracks. I'm about the Lord business, I ain't playing with them, and I'm standing on that. I got my foot on their neck. I got the world in my hands. I ain't even breaking a sweat. You not even a threat, I'm a soldier. Head on a swivel, I'm always in motion. He move like a coward, cause real soldiers don't show no emotion. They just do what they supposed to. Yeah, it's the Lord's army. These niggas fall under pressure. I ain't talking about origami. We went to trials like we was fighting a case for manslaughter. I learned to yak arrive. I put these hands on him. It's crazy they had dropped sword after you would stand for him. He couldn't endure to the end. His cover is hanging in headquarters. Yeah.
Hey, Shalom, priest. Y'all watching the Shabbat Thumb.
Hey, Shalom, priest. How about you? Can you hear me too well?
I hear you.
Because my voice is a little bit, I mean, rusty.
No sweat, priest. I got you. Salakia. All right. Well, tonight, we're going to be going in. This is the I.S.U.P.K Canada. Salakia. I'm Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. Started out, Salakia. Commanding General YAHANNA, he's the only one authorized, right, to lead Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Until our King Yahushua comes back, right? I.S.U.P.K, we're the only ones authorized to teach these scriptures to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we've been doing it since 1969. We started out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, right? We're live in Canada and in Montreal. We're going to be breaking down these scriptures for you and going in on tonight, which is Halloween, right? Tonight is Halloween, the weekend. You're going to see a bunch of oppressors outside. Hey, Shalom, priest. Tonight, Tonight, you're going to see a bunch of oppressors, right, going outside. They're going to be dressing up as their favorite demon. Whatever demon is their spirit, that's what you're going to see, right? Last night, I seen a bunch of Edomites dressing up as cats. They're females. They're dressing up as slutty cats. And it just speaks to the spirit of the Edomite woman and what she's about, right? So we're going to be going in on Halloween, which some call it Halloween. We call it Samhain.
right? It comes from the Celtic Samhain. So that's what we're going to be going in on tonight. I have an article that I wanted to read as we go in and as we break down Halloween. And is Halloween of God, right? Should the children of Israel be celebrating Halloween? That's what we're going to be figuring out tonight. God.
So like a priest, also I want to mention, like, you understand, like when you go, like, you understand, talk to our people, especially the Levites, they're so proud. They don't even want to be Jews because they want to be so proud of it. Proud Asian, you understand? They don't even want to be called Levite because they think, oh, we Asian, we won the war of independence, you understand? From the, we won the war against the French and so on. And when you go in this lean, you understand, the Declaration of Independence, it tells you, you understand, not to follow the custom of the oppressor. Meanwhile, you have Asian today, you understand. Yesterday, you understand, they were Asian feasting, partying, you understand, disguising themselves into whatever, you understand, partaking in the culture of the oppressor. Meanwhile, you understand, if they were really proud of Asians, if they were really Asians and proud to be Asian, they wouldn't celebrate Halloween. They wouldn't partake in the oppressor's culture because that is his culture. Just like you stated, priest. You understand, that come from this Celtic. You understand? It has nothing to do with us. You understand? When we was in slavery, we didn't celebrate Halloween. It's things that we took, you understand, while being, you understand, in this empire, you understand, being captive in this empire. So how can you say you are a proud Haitian? You wear your blue and red flag. Some of y'all want to wear, you understand, the black and red flag, but yet you celebrate the same thing your oppressor is celebrating that has nothing to do with you.
Right. And that's definitely heavy because that goes for all blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, right? You want to have black, Hispanic, and Native American pride, but celebrate everything the oppressor taught you, right? Now, if you're black, Hispanic, and Native American, right, and you're celebrating Halloween tonight, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm lighting some incense, right? I'm about to put some charcoal and some myrrh on this charcoal because the Lord, he likes the smell of frankincense and myrrh. What he doesn't like is the smell of weed, right? And all the other drugs and the sage and stuff that you be burning, right? But if you can leave that there, right? If you're gonna be celebrating Halloween tonight, right? And you're black, Hispanic, and Native American, don't speak on anything black. Right? You're not allowed to celebrate Halloween tonight and then turn around and say Black power, Hispanic power, or Native American pride. You're not allowed to do that, right? Because you're going against your culture for the culture of your oppressor. Right? So we're going to be going in. Slovakia. Give me one moment. We're going to be doing a lot of reading tonight. Let me just get right. Slovakia, one moment. Good night. I had an article earlier. I gotta find it now. Bear with me one moment while we get ready. Now, Akim, if y'all want to add anything in, feel free.
No sweat, no sweat. You want to say something, priest, Officer Shawan? Oh, by the way, I want to say as well, like, you understand, the secretaries of state, you understand, the state secretary, you understand, of the United States is over in Montreal. They're supposed to, they're supposedly, you understand, going to talk about Ukraine and Haiti, you understand, but we already know, you understand, by some 83 that what they're going to discuss about Haiti has nothing to do with, you understand, with salvation of Haiti or helping Haiti, you understand? Like, they're giving billions and billions. Canada, you understand, giving billions to Ukraine. Meanwhile, how much money did they give to Haiti these past few days or these past few years? Nothing. You understand? Matter of fact, Canada and the United States is sending, you understand, the army over there so they could take control of Haiti. You understand? And why? Because Haiti still has, mountains of gold. You understand? They have uranium, something that they use for space shuttles and everything. We have a pool of, you understand, like oil on the side out, and that's even like you understand, like more. According to what they say, They're saying that there's more oil in Haiti than Venezuela. You understand? So this is what they really want. This is what they really after, and this is why you understand they're giving Ukraine billions of dollars, no sweat. But you know what they're giving to Haiti? Those army guns, you understand, that come from Iraq. Those Canadian, you understand, machine gun that's coming from Iraq, you understand, Afghanistan, you understand. This is what they're giving to Haiti, man. You understand? Meanwhile, Canada, you understand, Justin Trudeau made it illegal, you understand, to have, you understand, those type of weapons. Yet you can find them in Haiti with the seal of U.S. Army on the guns, man. You understand? So you know the oppressors, you understand, gonna discuss, you understand, gonna speak about how much, you understand, they could oppress the Levite even more. And I wouldn't be afraid if, you understand, just like you see with Kanye West, you understand, they don't want the Jews to wake up. And us in the UPK, you understand, we've been telling, you understand, we are the real Jews. So I wouldn't be even shocked that they speak about, you understand, well, you can let these black men, you understand, wake up the Levites and the rest of, you understand, of the tribe. But we will do what we gotta do, what the Most High tells us to do, and keep on doing this work no matter what.
Right. Right, and that's so heavy that you bring that out, right? Because I seen an article, right? Side topic. I seen an article, right? I'm gonna be doing more research into what exactly was sold. But it said Justin Trudeau sold bonds so he could raise money to give to Ukraine. And then the first thing that came to my mind was Justin Trudeau's a turd, right? Salakia. He's a turd a beast who only loves his own. Right? Because if you could turn around and say Ukraine is at war with another country that has nothing to do with us, right? Let Europe deal with it. Let America deal with it. This is something that has nothing to do with Canada, right? And I'm not trying to get all political, right? Because we don't really care about politics. But you could have sold those bonds for the Gadites in the reservations. The reservations have no economy. They have no infrastructure. Right, you could have sold those bonds to train Gadites so they could operate the water plants. Because what Canada will do, they'll go build a water plant on the reserves, but then the Gadites don't have training to operate it. So Canada has to go pay some people from other provinces and other cities to go up north and into the west of these reserves to go operate. And most people don't like to stay there because there's nothing there for them. Right? So we're gonna get into our article today, right? I'm gonna get off my soapbox about that, but we're definitely gonna be going into it as we do more research into what exactly was sold, right? But we have ancient Salakia. Actually, Officer Shayuan, I'm going to in a second. I'm gonna Officer Shayuan, check your messages.
Come on, sir.
Right after in a while, I'll get you to take over the reading. But I sent you a link in your messages. You should be able to see it.
Come.
Right, and then you can go into as you open that link, go into ancient Samhain, and we're gonna read. Right, I'm gonna start reading until you're able to take over. This is from history.com. Right, because a lot of people they just don't know what they celebrate, and we're in the 20th. I don't even know if they call it the 21st century, 23rd century, or what. But this is 2022, where everything could be researched, everything could be found, right? There's little information that's being hidden. It's right there. Like yesterday, or was it Salakia? On Thursday, the generals were bringing out on Cross the Line Radio how Adidas was sponsored by Nazis. Right? Men who created Adidas and Pumas, they were Nazis, right? They later went into World War II to fight for Hitler so he could win whatever war he was fighting. And now the same people who made Nazis, who made Adidas, the German company, are trying to tell Kanye that you can't say you're a Jew, right? Tonight, a black man could be a vampire, right? Tonight, a black man could be dress himself as a woman, right? Just like in regular days in Canada or in the United States, wherever we live, a black man could be a drug dealer, a pimp, a killer, a rapper, a basketball player. But Lord forbid you say you're a Jew, you're going to lose $2 billion in one day, right? But if you're in the ISUPK, we stand strong on it. We don't care because our riches are coming in the kingdom of heaven. Right? So we're going to get into this article. Officer Shariwan, if you have the article, you can start reading.
Come, sir. Ancient Samhain. Ancient Celts marked Samhain as the most significant of the 4 quarterly fire festivals, taking place at the midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice.
Right. So what they have 4 festivals that happen yearly, right? They're 4 quarterly. That's what the quarter is. A quarter is a season, right? The year is broken up into 4 seasons. They have quarterly fire festivals, right? These are pagan festivals that have nothing to do with the Most High. The Most High gave us our own seasons and festivals, and Salakia, not to say festivals, but high holy days. Right? The Most High gave us high holy days that we should observe and celebrate. We just went through tabernacles where we remembered what it was like to be in the wilderness, right? If you live in Canada, you're in the wilderness right now, right? If you live in the United States or Europe, you're in the wilderness because we're not in our kingdom. We have to pay rent. Listen, the first is coming up in about 2 days, and you're going to have to pay rent to some oppressor or some heathen. And if you don't have that rent money, they're going to be ringing down your phone, right? And trying to start a process of getting you evicted from that house. All right. Officer Shariwan, keep reading.
During this time of year, hearth fires and family homes were left to burn out while the harvest was gathered. After the harvest work was complete, celebrants joined with Druid priests to light a community fire using a wheel that would cause friction and spark flames.
Right. So again, this has nothing to do with the Most High. This is their celebration of feasts, right? A lot of heathens, a lot of cultures, they would mark the harvest with some type of festival or feast, or they would say if we grew a good amount of crops this year, right? It was some god of harvest, right? This is exactly like the cornucopia that they use for the Thanksgiving table that oppressors use, right? In Canada, they said it was a celebration of a harvest. In America, it was damn near the same thing, but they also tied it together with the murder of the Gadites. Officer Shariwan, you can keep reading.
The wheel was considered a representation of the sun and used along with prayers. Cattle were sacrificed, and participants took a flame from the communal bonfire back to their home to relight the hearth.
Right. So now the question you got to ask is, who are they praying to? Right? Who are they sacrificing cattle to? Right? Is it the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Right? This is not their God. This is not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that they're sacrificing and praying to, right? What you're finding out is these are heathen gods. The heathens, they have their own gods that came to naught, right? These gods were usually dumb rocks or wood, right? Like the Ishmaelites go and circle around Mecca, right? Some place in the Middle East or in the Eastern Hemisphere, and they circle a rock and they pray and kiss this rock and get herpes and turn around and say, this is for our God, right? It's no different than what you would see from all the other heathen nations. Officer Shariwan, you could keep reading.
Come. Early texts present Samhain as a mandatory celebration lasting 3 days and 3 nights, where the community was required to show themselves to local kings or chieftains.
You could jump down to the next paragraph.
Come. There was also a military aspect to Samhain in Ireland, with holidays, thrones prepared for commanders of soldiers. Anyone who committed a crime or used their weapons during the celebration faced a death sentence.
Right. So that's the next part of what we're going to get into, right? This is a day of debauchery and murder, right? It's a day of lawlessness, right? Some would use this day to execute. They would mass execute people who they lived around or citizens of their cities and towns. Jump down to the next paragraph. You can keep reading.
Come. Some documents mention 6 days of drinking alcohol to excess.
They would do what?
Drink alcohol 6 days to excess.
Right. That's what you're gonna see tonight. As you go, if you're outside, right now, if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you don't have to be outside. Just stay inside. Where you want to be is inside with your family, right? And in this class, especially if you're in Canada, right? And if you're in Canada, you want to be inside with your family because tonight is going to be a night full of whoredom and murders and drug use, right? Officer Shariwan just brought it out. Some documents mention 6 days of drinking alcohol to excess. They were getting drunk, right? And nothing good comes when you get drunk. Officer Shariwan, you can keep reading.
Come. Typically mead or beer, along with gluttonous feasts. Samhain monsters. Because the Celts believed that the barrier between worlds was breachable during Samhain, they prepared offerings that were left outside villages and fields for fairies or Siths.
Good night. Keep reading.
Come. It was expected that ancestors might cross over during this time as well. And Celts would dress as animals and monsters so that fairies were not tempted to kidnap them.
Right. So this is Officer Adia.
So like your priest, I wanna add while you understand, Officer Shaw, I want to just say, you understand, for the ancestors, all you voodoo people, you celebrating Halloween by doing your cult in your real cult. You understand? Voodoo is a real cult. You understand?
Right.
And voodoo do the same thing. Put some food in the woods. You understand? I grew up around. You understand? Like my family, some of my family went to voodoo, like my grandma and everything. You understand? They would do a big feast at young. You understand? They would do a big feast. The cake. You understand? I didn't even have cake on my birthday. The nice cake. You understand? I would have downstairs some Asian type of cake. But those type of cake that you see, you understand, in the United States, Canada, they had those type of cake, you understand, for voodoo rituals. And I was like, where do they get these cakes? You understand? How do they make it? Because they never make it for our birthdays. Why do the voodoo, you understand, spirit or the ancestor have them? Put them in the woods for the ancestors to eat. Next thing you know is the chicken and the animals that are eating the cake and all the food. We used to sneak in the woods, you understand, to go get some of the food, you understand, just to eat. But this is what, you understand, this is voodoo right there. This is exactly what they were doing. You understand what Halloween is, and this is what they do in voodoo. You do, you understand, your ritual in voodoo. You celebrate Halloween as well. You understand? And so, like a priest, if I may add also, there's a news that came out. You understand, in the world news. You understand? If you allow me, I'm gonna read it right quick. All right?
John.
You understand? This happened. You understand, in South Korea. Death from world news. Death toll rising after stampede during Halloween festivities in Seoul, South Korea. Hundreds are dead and injured in Seoul, South Korea, after being pushed by a large crowd of people moving towards a narrow street during Halloween festivities on Saturday. The Associated Press reports. You understand? And the death toll is rising. What is Halloween about? Just like Officer Zabati just said it, death. You have it right there. You understand? So you want your children to celebrate Halloween? You put them exactly in that same spirit of death. You understand? So like, please.
Right. What you're talking about is extremely, extremely heavy. Because listen, listen. I look young, but I'm an old soul, right? I remember back in the early '90s, right, when when my parents, because I had parents, they were in the world, right? Now I was a young man in the world as well before I came into the truth. I didn't come into the truth not until about 4 years ago. I'm about 4 years old right now, maybe 3. I lost count, right? But back in the 90s, right, when I used to go out for Halloween trick or treating, my parents would not let me eat the candy right away. And I tried to figure out why can't I just go into my room and dig into this bag, right? Now, something that was happening in the city of Toronto, people, and I'm quite sure this happened all over the earth, right? Because again, Halloween is a day about debauchery and murder and just an evil day onto the Most High. You had people who would go and put razors in the candy, right? You had people who would go and inject their blood into chocolate bars, right? They would withdraw their blood out of their veins with a syringe and take that blood and put it in chocolate bars and leave it for the kids, right? It's definitely a day about disgusting habits and murder and how many people can be harmed and people letting their demons take over. Right now, I brought that up to mention this. There's a new thing that's happening now. No one's putting razors in the candy. What they're doing now is putting fentanyl in these candies. Right? You take your children out to get candies from a stranger. Just imagine you all year you get mad at your children if they talk to strangers. You tell them you can't talk to any strangers. Right? You can't deal with any strangers. And then you turn around on October 31st, or today's October 29th, so they'll be celebrating tonight, or they'll tell their children to go door to door and ask a stranger. Go knock on that pedophile's door and go ask him for candy. And then them same parents will be upset when their children are in the hospital ODing off carfentanil and fentanyl because some oppressor, some pedophile, some monster put fentanyl in their candy. Right? So one more thing I want to touch on, right? So from another aspect of Samhain or Halloween, right? It's a festival from October 31st to November 1st, right? On the Roman Catholics, they'll call November 1st All Saints Day. Right, so they'll call it All Saints Day. Let me just read 1 second. Right, Samhain is usually celebrated from October 31st to November 1st to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. Right now, well, the Catholic Church, they turn around and say it's All Saints Day or All Hallows Day. Right, they worship the saints, which is not supposed to be done. Right. And they're saints, they're worshiping saints that aren't in the Bible. Right? What they did was they took the gods of the heathens, and turned them into saints. Like St. Peter, St. Patrick, St. Paul, St. Michael's, St. Augustine. Right? They worship them as they worship the angels. Right? And that's why you see, especially in the Northern Kingdom, you'll see figurines on tables and people who pray to saints, and they'll say, yeah, I got to pray to this saint to get money, or I got to pray to this saint for good fortune. It's the same thing they were doing in Samhain.
So like a priest,
huh?
This is the same thing with voodoo. You understand?
Right.
You have different law or spirit, which is really, you understand, the saints, you understand, the Catholic Church. And you understand, they have like something, you understand, like, how you call it, like, you understand, like, these are all pictures that they make, or you understand, like, you understand, they make a drawing that they make, and this drawing is supposed to be like an amulet, you understand, to call the spirit forth and everything. So this spirit protect me, this spirit, you understand, give me wealth and so on, which is really, you understand, all Christianity.
You're right. Right, that's definitely all Christianity. Right. Again, Halloween has nothing to do with what the Most High wants. The Most High, he don't give a damn about no Halloween. Right, Salakia. Let me get... Right. Officer Shaiwan, when you get a chance, can you get Revelations 14 and 12.
Come on.
Right? And before that, we're going to continue reading into more of Samhain, right? You can start at Samhain monsters, so we could get an understanding of what's going on in Samhain.
So, Salaki, you want me to read the verse or the next paragraph?
Salaki, you can read the next paragraph for now.
Come on, sir. It was expected that ancestors might cross over during this time as well, and Celts would dress as animals and monsters so that the fairies were not tempted to kidnap them.
Right. So the listen, good night. The Celts, they must have been a scared people and weak people. Can you imagine someone coming to you and say, I gotta dress up as this cat, right? So let me get it. These oppressors are outside dressing up as cats and vampires right now because they want to look scary, right? So the fairies don't kidnap them, right? That sounds like cowardice to me, right? I'm going to dress like a priest and act like a priest and keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So the Lord doesn't kill me. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of the Lord killing me, right, on Halloween. So I'm going to become one of his priests and keep his laws, right? Officer Shaywan, you can read that verse now, right? They would go to priests and do all these things and think they're going to some priest, some druid priest, right? So they could keep this celebration going. You can read that verse when you have it.
Revelations chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
Wait. So on one hand, the Druids think they have saints, right? But when we go into the Bible, we find out that there are saints in the Bible. Now, let's find out who these saints are. Officer Shaw, you want to read that one more time?
Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
That break the law of God?
Keep the commandments of God.
Right, so we're finding out the saints are the ones that keep the law of God. Salakia. One moment. Right, so now so I guess if you keep the law of God, you could be a saint, right? Right, the Catholic Church will tell you that they keep the law of God, right? Everybody outside right now, dressed up, going to some party, trying to have some orgy tonight, getting high off all the cocaine they could sniff on Yonge Street and Queen Street and on Adelaide, King Street, and wherever the club district is in Montreal, right? They're gonna tomorrow wake up and go to church and say, we kept the law of God, right? But now we gotta find out who the law of God was given to. Now, Officer Shaywan, he said, let me just read exactly what Officer Shaywan said. He said, here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus, who we call Yahawashi in the Hebrew, right? So now we got to go find out who is the law of God given to, right? So Officer Shaywan, Baba Kasha, can you jump to Psalms 147 and 19?
Sir.
I need to find out who the law was given to, right? So now we're going to find out who the saints in the Bible are, right? And are they the Catholic priests? Are they the same priests who made it a horror movie for the Gadites in Canada, right? If you wake up on the reservation, it's a horror movie. It's Halloween every day, right? You wake up to monsters patrolling your neighborhoods, right? If you live in the ghettos of Toronto or Montreal or New York or wherever Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans live, and now in any of those cities, it's a horror movie. It is a horrible place to be, right? So Officer Shariwan, when you're ready, you could pull it up.
Salak, you said 145 and verse 17.
147.
Salak.
What was it? 147 and 19.
19. Come on, sir. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto who?
Jacob.
Right. So here we find out that the Most High showed his word unto Jacob. And what's his word? His word is his law, statutes, and commandment. Right. His spirit. He gave his spirit unto Jacob. He gave Jacob, or who we know as the Israelites. Right. Jacob is the forefather of the Israelites. He wrestled with the angel. Right. The angel had to knock out the hollow of his hip, and then he named him Yashara Allah. Right. The Prince of Power. Right. That man, he had 4 wives. He had 4 wives and gave birth to 12 sons. Those sons became the tribes of Israel, right? Including Loya, who are the Levites, the so-called Haitians. You know, Kodak Black and them, the same ones that say they're Z's, right? When they're supposed to be saints, right? These are the people that Kanye West is talking about. You're wondering who Kanye West is talking about? He's talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And if you notice, you can't say you're a Jew if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Kyrie Irving, he shared a book on his timeline that Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is making billions of dollars off of. And they said it's anti-Semitic. It's like, damn, well, you can if you even say you're a Jew, you're anti-Semitic. Well, what about the Asians? The Asians are Semitic, right? What about the Ishmaelites? The Ishmaelites are Shemitic, right? Who else is Shemitic? So that means if you're anti-Semitic, that means you have to be against the Asians too, right? Now, what you're finding out is anti-Semitic really means is if Black people cannot say they're the Jews. That's what it means.
Salak, if I may, there's a book, you understand, written by James Baldwin. You understand? It says the Negroes are anti-Semitic, because they are anti-white. That's the name. You understand? It's in the New York Times. You can find it in the New York Times. But anti-Semitic does, you understand, really means, you understand, you against a white man. So you understand that this is a label, you understand, for everybody, you understand, that's against this empire. They will call you anti-Semitic, especially the Jewish man. And why do they say, you understand, anti-white? Because they know, you understand, the Jewish man is a white man. You understand? He's not a Jew.
Right. Now that's heavy, right? Because if Moses put his hand into his bosom in talking to the Lord in the desert, right? And then he took it out and he became leprous as snow. What was the miracle, right? They're saying that was a miracle. Well, then the miracle has to mean that his skin was dark skin and he put his hand in his bosom and took it out. It became leprous as snow, right? So it is heavy that if you go against the establishment or what they say is the establishment, they label you as anti-white, right? And it's like, good night. Well, what about all the things you've done to Black people? Does that mean you're anti-Black? Were you anti-Black when you put crack cocaine in our neighborhood? Were you anti-Black when you were forcing our sisters to have abortions? Were you anti-Black when you were taking young women and sterilizing them without their knowledge? Was that anti-Black?
So like priest, you understand, ABC News had an article, you understand, March 22, 2018, where, you understand, Israeli rabbi under fire for calling Black people monkeys. Right there. You understand, Benai Briff, where were you? You understand, I didn't speak up against that, you understand, Benai Briff. You understand? Israel Shafari, Chief Rabbi Yitzhak Yosef, during a visit to Ekal Shlomo Center in Jerusalem in this May 2026, 2014. Understand? This them devil, you understand, say Black people are monkeys. You understand? So what do they take about, you understand, Black people, you understand? Meanwhile, while we speaking against oppression, they should, you understand, Jewish people should, you understand, sympathize, you understand, have some sympathy, you understand, for Black people, because they're talking about the Holocaust, you understand, and they're going to get, you understand, man that's like 100 years old, bring them back to justice, you understand, because of a Holocaust, a so-called Holocaust, you understand. Meanwhile, us, we speaking, you understand, about things that's still happening to us. And they call us monkeys, man.
Right. That's heavy. Because we're not allowed to speak about the things that happen to us. Like, you start speaking about the things that happen to us, and it's like, put it in the past while the so-called Amalekite, right? He could talk about a Holocaust where 6 million of his brothers and sisters were murdered. Murder is wrong. They should not have been murdered, right? No one advocates for the murder of anybody, right? What blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans want is justice. And unfortunately, right, our oppressor, he's not going to give us justice. So we got to pray to our Lord, and our Lord said he's coming to destroy everyone who came up against us, right? And it's so. Now look, right? They're gonna say we're anti-Semitic for calling ourselves the Jews, right? But we are the Israelites, and we're not supposed to celebrate Halloween, right? And when we bring it out, they turn around and say, you're not allowed to say you're a Jew, right? Now, Officer Shaw, I need you to finish that precept so we can find out who the saints are and who is given the Most High's law. Because earlier we found out we were talking about saints that the Roman Catholic Church think are saints. And then we went into the book of the law, and we found out that the saints are those who follow the law and follow Christ, right? So now we got to go deeper into this book. We got to go just a little deeper. It's not hard to find. If you sit at the feet of a man of the Lord, like we did, Officer Adiyar, myself, and Officer Shariwan, Baraki Allah, we all sat at the feet, and we still sit at the feet of Officer Aban, and we call that brother daily. He's our big brother. We call him so much, I know he gets annoying. I know he's like, damn, I'm just trying to work out. I just want to box right now. We be ringing off his phone in the middle of the sparring training. Sir, I got a question for you. Sir, I got a question for you. He heard, sir, I got a question for you so much. He raised us up that we could come and break down why we're not supposed to celebrate Halloween, right? So we're going to find out who the law was given to, right? And then we'll just keep going, and we're going to keep smashing Halloween till blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans get it through Salakia, our stiff-headed necks, that we're not supposed to celebrate these things. You want to get out of oppression, right? I thought that's what you wanted. You wanted to not be persecuted anymore for no reason. So we're going to teach you how you do that. Officer Shaw, you want?
Okay, sir. His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Wait. I need you to read that one more time.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
He showed his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Who is Israel? Israel's so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the same ones who fit all the curses of Deuteronomy. Right? You want to know who Israel is. Now listen, there's a people who say they're Israel. Right? There's a people in the earth that say they're Israel. All right, I got you. You're saying it, right? But now we have to figure out, how do we know? Right? Some people will say, well, we just do the DNA testing. It's like, 1 second. So where's Jacob's bones? Right? Who did you test on? Who did you get go to the science and test DNA on to find out who Jacob was? You're gonna find out they didn't test it on nobody. So what we have to go off is the curses and the description of the Israelites that was left to us in the book of the Israelites, right? Now, Officer Shariwan said, the Lord showeth, right? Because that's what we're talking about when it says he showeth his word unto Jacob, Jacob being Israel, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel, right? Officer Shariwan, keep reading. Baba Kashab.
Verse 20. He hath not dealt so with
Wait, Salakia priest. What book are you reading in? Because they just think we're just talking right now.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 20.
All right, so we're in the Holy Bible, right? We're in this book right here, right? Psalms 147 and verse 20. Keep going, priest.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He hasn't dealt so with the Catholic Church.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
With the Druids.
With any nation.
Right? This is what your pastor is not telling you. right? Your pastor wants you to believe everyone can be saved. Just save everybody. Keep kissing that snake in the mouth, right? And then you're getting strangled in your bed, right? You listen. There was Salakia. There were some brothers who went to some devil's crib. Now they found themselves chopped up and in the freezer. And Netflix just made a big show about it. And the LGBT community doesn't want to accept him as a member. Listen, Jeffrey Dahmer is a bona fide member.
That's your guy.
He had a haunted house.
Good.
His house was haunted. It was. Now I'm not saying it had dead spirits and ghosts and goblins and stuff like that, but good night. His refrigerator was a horror story. It was like, right. It looked like I don't know what to tell you. It looked like Texas Chainsaw Massacre in his house, right? And that should let you know: never trust your enemies. You trust your enemy, and you watch this. Black people ain't learning. They're gonna be going to some oppressor's house tonight and not waking up tomorrow. It's going to be on the news because you want to follow the oppressors. There's going to be some shootings. I bet I could go on CP24 right now and find out there was some shooting in my city last night, right? I bet we could. Oh wait, I just did it. Police identified 27-year-old man fatally shot in Toronto's East End. You're seeing it right here. You're not supposed to be following these heathens, right? So now we found out exactly who the law was given to. Officer Shaiwan, you can finish that verse.
Come. And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Right? They haven't known the judgments, right? Following your oppressor, you're going to be killed. Right? That's a judgment of the Most High. The Most High created evil spirits for the day of evil, meaning you're going to find out how evil it is to not follow the Most High. You want to run around and give your kids Halloween candy when you could go to the dollar store and go buy the mini O.Henrys. I don't know what kind of chocolates the kids be eating, but my favorite is O.Henry and cookies and cream. Right, I'm gonna go to Dollarama and get that pack of chocolate. It's gonna be about $2, $1.50. I don't have to go to no stranger's house, right? If you have children, you don't have to go to no stranger's house to give them any type of candy, right? So, Officer Shaiwan, let's get more into the Samhain. Salakia.
Okay.
Do you remember what you were reading last?
Come on, sir.
God.
Some specific monsters were associated with the mythology surrounding Samhain.
Salaki, can you just let me know where you're reading from?
Come on, sir. We're in the Samhain monsters.
Okay, I found it. You can keep going.
Come on, sir. Some specific monsters were associated with the mythology surrounding Samhain.
So monsters are associated with this festival, right? And that's why you see people walking around right now as vampires, right? You see them walking around right now as goblins, as witches, right? When the Bible suffers a witch not to live, like these monsters, right? You're gonna see all the drug dealers in the club tonight. And they're going to be giving out ecstasy and coke and all the drugs that are going to make someone OD. There's going to be fights. There's going to be sisters being abused because they wanted to go and follow this oppressor's holiday. Keep reading.
Including a shape-shifting creature called a puka that receives harvest offerings from the field.
Right. This is what they do. There's a shape-shifting monster that receives harvest offerings from the field, right? Now, this is what the Druid would do. They would go to door, right? And you would either have to give them some treat, right? Give them a treat, or they would kill you. It was a bunch of lawlessness. That's where you get your trick or treat from, right? The trick would be, listen, give me something, give me all your gold, give me all your money, or die. Right? That's what they were practicing. Right? They would light bonfires and throw people in, right? This is happening in Ireland and in Europe, right? All you have to do is just look it up, right? Just look it up. You'll find it. Slovakia. They were also going to cancel it because of mischief, right? But they didn't want to do that. They realized they can make money off of this holiday, right? If you go now, if you went shopping anywhere within the last previous 3 weeks, you would see a bunch of bones and death on these shelves, right? You'd see costumes that people they just want to dress up in costumes and be children, right? You're gonna see a bunch of adults outside tonight acting like children that have no home, that children that have no sense of lawlessness, of laws or governance. Officer Shariwan, you can keep reading.
Come. The Lady Gwen is a headless woman dressed in white who chases night wanderers and was accompanied by a black pig.
Right. Officer Shariwan, Baba Kashan, can you get me Isaiah 52? Right? And look for beautiful garments. Because tonight people are dressing up as monsters, and blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are thinking that's how they're supposed to dress. When we're gonna find out how we dress. Officer Adiar?
No, Con, I just had something from an article, you understand, from a Christian article, you understand, they talk about Halloween as well. Understand?
Come on.
It says like this: the founder of the Church of Satan said that by dressing up, either by wearing a costume or coloring oneself for Halloween, is tantamount to worshiping the devil. Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan, declared that by dressing up, either by wearing a costume or by coloring oneself in celebration of Halloween, signifies that you allow Satan to own you. He further said that when you adopt the pagan practices, you subconsciously dedicate yourself to the devil. He took joy a Christian would take position in this tradition. It's a lot. I am glad that Christian parents let their children worship the devil at least one night out of the year. Welcome to Halloween. LaVey's statement is corroborated by a former Satanist, John Ramirez, who said that when you dress up even as an angel or a mermaid for Halloween, you give the devil the legal right to change your identity. That was it, please.
Salaki, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, come, we got it.
All right, let's get it. I have to plug my headphones in right quick, right? Salaki. All right, so that was definitely heavy. Officer Shariwan, did you find the verse you were looking for?
Okay, sir.
Right. So now tonight you see people putting on their demons, right? Whatever you see someone dressed as outside tonight, that's their demon. I was just having this discussion with my rib, right? And we were talking about how I seen a bunch of whores outside dressed as slutty cats, right? And I came to the conclusion that these women are just advertising their sex, right? They're slutty cats. In the Caribbean, we call cats puss. So in my mind, they're advertising the provocative way of saying vagina, right? Because I'm just confused. Why are they walking outside and just dressed as cats? And the only answer is you're seeing the demon that's on them. That's their spirit. Tonight they're going to be outside, and some women, especially for the sisters, good night for you sisters. You sisters, you're about to go and give yourself up to some man who gave you some ecstasy in a club and gave you a couple shots of the Hennessy. He gave you the last droplets of the Hennessy in the bottle, and you're going to give yourself to him and then wonder why he didn't call you tomorrow, the next day. Right? And you're dressing as whores and demons and just everything the Most High didn't want you to do. He wants you to dress in a long dress, right? And even if it's not a long dress, he wants you to dress modestly. That's how he wants you to dress modestly, right? And for the men, he doesn't want you dressing as tuxedo mask, and he doesn't want you to dress as some. So like I don't even know what the men are dressing as today. Someone might be Jason, Freddy Krueger. They might be dressed as their favorite murderer. And then when their brother is killed in the streets, they're gonna say death is wrong. Murder is wrong. We shouldn't be shooting each other and killing each other. But you dressed as Freddy Krueger the night before. You were a cold-blooded murderer the night before. Right? Officer Shaywan, can you read that verse?
Okay, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
Right. This is talking to Israelites. You got to wake up. It's time to wake up like Officer Adiyar did, like myself, like Officer Shaywan did, like Barakia Allah did, like our brother Officer Yarad did. Right? Your strength. What is our strength? Our strength right now is following the Most High. Right? Our strength is following the Most High and keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. Those same law, statutes, and commandments that he only gave to Jacob. Right? Officer Shaywan?
O Jerusalem, the holy city.
The holy city, Jerusalem. He's talking to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's our homeland, not Canada. We're not going to find Canada as a resting place. It's not a resting place. We get no rest here. We get shot on our back and murdered. We get crack cocaine and heroin put in our communities. We get devils that pull us over, pull us out of cars, and beat us to the ground. We can't walk through certain neighborhoods without getting our eyes beaten out, right? And this is all the things that's happening to us. Jerusalem is our holy city, not Toronto, not Montreal, LA, or New York, right? Now listen, Houston right now is a holy city. Houston, I got a bunch of priests, a bunch of generals right now having a cookout. I believe they had a cookout today. They had camp yesterday and had a cookout, and who knows what party they're going to be going to tonight. But Houston is a holy city because the holy men of the Lord are there. Right? Keep reading.
Okay. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Wait, Salakia. That's not what we're looking for. Let's find it. 1 second. All right, I'm gonna find it for you. Okay, read it one more time. That is it. I just didn't hear it. Salaki, my bad.
Come, sir. For henceforth.
Start from the top.
Come, sir. Isaiah 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake. Put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments.
Thy beautiful garments. Now listen, y'all just go check out any one of the UPK camp videos. So I ain't gonna toot my own horn, right? But Officer Adiyar, he told me I look like a prince of the Most High when we were at last day camp, right? Give a big hand to Captain Yagarwa, right? A big hand to Captain Yagarwa and Officer Shaywan's Rib now, because they be making some beautiful garments. Salakia, lawyer, Bon lawyer, can you get me your garment and just show your garment on camera for us, right?
Good.
Can you get us your garment? Because this sister, she came into the school, right? And we got to give this sister a big hand because she came into the school, she put on her strength, and she started making beautiful garments for the men, right? For her Adawan and the men of the Lord. Look at that thing right there. Get that sister a hand, right? That's a beautiful garment. Listen, this brother, he's not going outside and dressing like no vampire. He's dressing like a Levite, like a priest and prophet of the Most High. That's how we're supposed to dress. Come.
And it's a like some brothers, you know what I'm saying, in the world want to say, you know what I'm saying, like,
Oh Salakia. Salakia, can you repeat that? That's my fault.
God, no sweat, please. So brothers and the people in the world would say, well, we use costume and everything. But meanwhile, this is what just like I was saying again, this is what princes wear, man. You understand?
Right.
This is what royalty wear. You understand? This is what priests of the Most High wear. Meanwhile, you would rather wear skinny jean and Jordan and not Adidas. You understand? You would rather wear. You understand?
Right. Listen. Salakia, my bad.
So like, just like me, I'm not gonna be too long with it. Listen, when I got this garment, you know, from Master Shawan, I wanted to sleep on it. You know, the first day I got my garment, I just wanted to go to bed with it. You understand?
Right.
If I could, you know, I would have gone everywhere with this garment. You understand? Because
right,
our culture. This is who we are. You understand? Meanwhile, you're not gonna, just like I was about to say, you're not gonna say a damn thing about those sisters that are dressed like cat. You're gonna have sex with them, enjoy that, you understand? Yet we go out there, you understand, looking like mighty men, warriors, and you try to make fun of us. Nah, you should make fun of yourself with them skinny jeans and your Jordan. Jordan hate black people and he's black. You understand? Adidas just proved they hate black people. So that's what you rather have. Right. You rather have our culture.
Right. Nah, that's get that priest and prophet man. Damn right. Right. We rather put on our culture. Listen, I found my culture. The funniest thing I ever hear, right? I hear this all the time, especially when we're in Clubhouse and talking to people. People will be like, y'all niggas look like Power Rangers. I'm like, well, goddamn, I've never known the Power Rangers to lose, especially the Diamond Trust Power Rangers. Cross the line and get your mouth full of blood and find out. Find out if we're strong as Power Rangers. I guarantee you'll find out we're stronger than that. The men and women who tried to come against Captain Kaposh and his holy squad in Kentucky, they found out, like, listen, they were double digit deep, and they tried to go against 8 warriors of the Most High under Captain Kaposh. And listen, some of them died, right? Some of them died days later. Some of them were put to death. A lot of them got beat up, and they found out that they weren't supposed to mess with them, right? But it's time for us to put on our beautiful garments. And what we find out is Halloween is not a beautiful time, right? I just told you, go on your news websites in your prospective cities, and you're gonna find out someone got shot, someone's murdered, right? If you could go on the Twitter page of the police in your zones, you'll find out all the crime that's happening. I frequently go onto the Toronto Police Services website and just check the news releases, just to see what the hell is going on in my city. And you see all the shootings, and a lot of shootings aren't reported because no one got shot. But then you find out shots went off over here and there, right? Officer Shaiwan, let's get back into this article. Is there anything else in this article we might want to read? One second. Officer Shaiwan, you can keep reading.
Come. The Dullahans sometimes appeared as impish creatures. Sometimes headless men on horses carried their heads. Riding flame-eyed horses, their appearance was a death omen to anyone who encountered them. A group of hunters known as the Fairy Host might also haunt Sam Hain and kidnap people.
Wait. There was kidnapping associated with this day, right? So this is what they're teaching your children, right? Why don't they bring this part out in the schools about the kidnapping and the death and the murder, right? They want to teach the kids, like, listen, now, especially for the kids, they market it as something nice. Like, kids will dress up as their favorite cartoon character, as their favorite wrestler. You have sisters who dress up as fairies and princesses, right? These little children who are doing this, but they're not talking about this part right here, that we just read. Right? 1 second. A group of hunters known as the fairy host might also hunt Samhain and kidnap people. Good night. So they were kidnapping people. Similar are the slugger, who would come from the west to enter the houses and steal souls. Right? Again, this is a bunch of pagan worship that has nothing to do with the Most High. It's a day about mischief. Right? Back in the day, they would. This is something that I've learned. Right? You would have people who go and do pranks. Someone's getting. Now I haven't seen this in a long time, but someone would get toilet paper thrown all over their house, or eggs thrown at their house, or something. I guarantee you right now, someone's driving around your city with a paintball gun outside of a car and shooting at people. Right? Because it's a day of mischief and reveling. Right? Now the question is, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you got to ask yourself, why do you celebrate it? What's the reason of celebrating it?
So if you allow me, I have a verse I wanted to bring out.
No sweat.
This is in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. And this is what we do in the UPK, man. You understand? We show exactly, you understand? These things have no place in our culture, in our society, in our neighborhoods. You understand? This is not our culture. This is, you understand, what does, you understand, like Halloween bring? Just like you read it. Kidnapping, murder, whoredom. You understand? This is a day where, you understand, a lot of women gonna get STDs.
Right.
Today, you understand, a lot of women gonna get raped. You understand? This is a day, you understand, a lot of children gonna get kidnapped. You understand? Matter of fact, when I was in the world, you understand, when I was in the world, they were saying, yeah, well, they're kidnapping children who have, I mean, child sacrifices. You understand? Like, you understand, Illuminati and so on. So this is what we want to celebrate. This is what you want to put your energy into. Meanwhile, we over here reproving the works of evil, man. We telling you, you understand, there's another better solution. We just had a feast, you understand, for 8 days, man. When you barbecue, when you party, you understand, if you had slavery, you come back from your slavery, put some music on, you understand, get you some wine, get you some strong liquor, you understand, barbecue, you understand, eat some fancy food, whatever, you understand. We party for 8 days, you understand. Following the Bible is not boring, man. You understand? And it is righteous, because when we party, there's no fight. There's never been a fight, you understand? When me, Officer Zabajo, also, you understand, Shawan, Officer Barcala, also Abanis, all of the, you understand, the brothers in the state, when it comes, there's never a misunderstanding. There's never a fight. You understand? There's never a woman that's gonna say, well, you know what? I was molested, I was raped. You understand? Well, this is what you should be into, man. This is what we're building for you, man. We're doing these classes for free for you. Meanwhile, you rather, you understand, look like a whore. It's cold out there. You rather look like a whore, you understand, out there in the cold. You understand? Meanwhile, you understand, this is not your culture, man. Reprove the work of evil, man. You understand? And for all you Christians, you understand, all that say that love Jesus, you understand? 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21 says what? You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Halloween is the cup of devils. Why? Because it comes from your oppressor, the devil. The Bible. Understand? This is where Halloween comes from. It doesn't come from your ancestors. It doesn't come from, you understand, your foremothers and forefathers. It comes from you understand, the same people that had you in slavery. Understand? And another reason why, you understand, God is not about every nation. The devils are the people, you understand, that put us in slavery. You cannot drink in the cup of the Lord and do the same thing and the vile things, you understand, these heathens are doing, man. The oppressors are doing, the Europeans is doing, man. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils, man. Right. You're gonna have to choose one, man.
Damn right.
Hispanics and Native Indian, either you choose the Lord or you choose, you understand, the oppressors, man. Us in the UK, we choose the Lord till the Christ come back. It's a lot.
Now that's heavy. We definitely choose the Lord, right? We chose the Lord right? And we got to thank Commander General YAHANNA for keeping his sword and keeping on to this truth for so long, right? Again, I had a conversation with a brother. He's an Israelite. He knows he's an Israelite, right? But he was talking about leadership and just some of the BS things they say about the I.S.U.P.K. And I was breaking it down to him, like, listen, we need a leader. Like, who's our leader? Y'all want to say, I'm just gonna follow Christ, and now you're outside. I'm not saying this is what the brother's doing, but now a lot of black people, especially Christians, right? That's how I was breaking it down to. Christians are outside celebrating Halloween right now. Some Christian is going to be outside. He's going to sleep with a sister and throw her away and not take care of her and not deal with any of the stress that comes with it. And that's exactly what Christianity is. Christianity is a Salakia, for lack of better words, it's a house of whoredom. Right? That's what happens in Christianity. It's a house of drug abuse and whoredom and broken families and sisters who get used and abused and thrown away, and effeminate men who tell sisters to leave their husband because he didn't mop the floor how you wanted it to. Like that nigga, he's not mopping the floor. Go ahead and leave him, sis. That's what's happening in your Christian church.
Right.
And here we put on our beautiful garments. We put on, look at that crown officer Sharyuan has, right? Looking like damn royalty. Look at the war scarf my brother has, looking like he's ready to go to war. And listen, he's ready to go to war. I'm ready to stand right there with him. Let's get it out. Right? That's what we learned. We learned we're not going to celebrate these things, right? Officer Sharyuan, can you hold 1 Thessalonians 5:22, Baba Kasha?
Okay.
Right. While you get that, I'm going to read some more of this article while you look for that for me. Let me see if I can remember where you were. Where were we? I remember kidnapping. Slovakia. All right, give me a moment while we look for it.
Slovakia, other one. It's the last paragraph under Sam Hain's Monsters.
Khan, Fuwada.
Anyway.
All right, so the Lady Gwen is a headless woman dressed in white who chases the night wanderers and is accompanied by a black pig. We read that. We read about the horsemen, right? All right, so let's go into some of the myths of Samhain. One of the most popular Samhain stories told during the festival was of the second battle of Mag to Red, which portrays the final conflict between the Celtic pantheon known as pantheon is a okay, think of a amphitheater, right? A pantheon is an amphitheater full of their gods, right? So the Celtics, they had gods, they had different gods. This is no different from what the Greeks did, from what the Romans did. This is what you get in modern Christianity right now, right? It's a bunch of Roman and Greek gods and some of Egyptology all mixed up into one, right? You got Christmas, which is the Ethiopians and their Christmas tree. It's all mixed up into one. The Celtics had a pantheon of gods, right? So let's get back into it, which portrays the final conflict between the Celtic pantheon known as the Salakia, as the Tuatha De Danann, and evil oppressors known as the Fomor. The myth states that the battle unfolded over a period of Samhain. Right, again, Samhain is between October 31st and the 1st, right? It's the last of one of the winters of the quarterly winter solstice. One of the most famous related stories is the adventure of Nera, in which the hero Nera, right, encounters a court and fairies. Good night. This is what they want your kids to celebrate, right? It's about a bunch of nonsense. Listen, in in our Salaki, how am I gonna say it? The Lord told us that we go around dead bodies, we're unclean for 7 days. Right? According to these oppressors, they want to be around dead bodies and corpse. They have a whole festival. They're afraid of spirits and fairies coming to take them or kill them. And here we're afraid of the Most High killing us for celebrating Halloween. We're afraid of the Most High killing us for sleeping with another man's woman. Right? The sisters, you should be afraid of leaving your husband, right? Because the Most High is going to take your life for it, right? You might not think it happens right away. These are things that happen. A lot of us are dying slowly, right? And it's just terrible. It's absolutely horrible to see the conditions of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? You can't walk down the street without hearing someone died horribly. I know a sister who passed away. She passed away now. At the end of the day, she passed away using drugs, right? And it's horrible because this was a beautiful sister left behind a beautiful family, right? And she passed away at the hands of the oppressors' drugs. And this is just what happens because we want to follow the culture of our oppressors. Officer Shariwan, you can read that precept when you have it.
Okay. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, and verse 22. Abstain from all appearance of evil.
Right. You want to abstain from all appearance of evil. What is evil to the Most High? Dressing up as vampires and goons and goblins, right? Listen, Lil Wayne looks evil right now. He looks like Tail from the Crypt Keeper because he couldn't abstain from drug use, right? This is a young Judite brother who, now the brother used to look young. He used to look like 18-year-old Lil Wayne. You know, the block is hot Lil Wayne. And now Lil Wayne looks like he died 20 years ago. Come on.
Salaga, priest, he look like a Halloween costume.
Good night, right? He looked like he's Halloween ready all year long. You go up to Lil Wayne and you ask him, "Where's the Halloween party?" He's gonna look at you stupid, like, "What the hell are you talking about?" It's like, "Nigga, you look like death." Slovakia, right? We want to do what, Officer Shariwan? You tell the people what the Lord wants us to do.
Abstain from all appearance of evil.
So, Officer Shariwan, does that mean I could go and act like I'm a drug dealer? Like I want to go play a drug dealer in a movie. Should I do that?
Awesome.
Right. I need to abstain from all appearance of evil, meaning don't do it. Don't even look like you're doing it. Right. And you have people be like, listen, it's just a movie role. You don't even want to give the perception of that. Right. Abstain from all. We want to stay away from all evil. Right. Guising is what they would do in Scotland, right? Where they would dress up as some type of ghoul or goblin, right? This is the modern concept of Halloween, right? The guising. We would abstain from all appearance of evil. Just like Officer Shariwan was reading earlier, people would dress up as these monsters because they're trying to not get kidnapped by some fairy. Right? You gotta think of how weak of a people that is, where you dress up as a monster. All of Canada right now is dressing up, even in the States, they're dressing up as some type of monster because they're trying not to. Now, okay, for the people who don't know, they're going along to get along. Meaning they're just doing it because everyone's doing it, right? But what it really comes from is people were trying not to be kidnapped or tortured from some monster. So you have to go along with the shenanigans, or your house would be burnt down, right? Someone would knock on your door and say, "Listen, give me all your gold, or give me something. I need something out of your coffers," right? And if you didn't, they would kidnap your family, right? That was really it. Okay, now here's something y'all gotta understand if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American, and you're tuning in. There were no fairies kidnapping people. So if there aren't fairies kidnapping people and people are getting kidnapped, Officer Shariwan, who's kidnapping the people?
So I don't want the people from that nation, those people that were there.
Right. That's exactly what's happening. Listen, there's people in that town. They were kidnapping people, and then after they kidnapped and murdered the person, they would turn around and say, "Listen, the fairies did it."
Right.
Right? This is okay. I'm gonna give you something I heard in the world, right? And I was always wondering where it came from, but it makes sense to where when you think about like everything black people do, we've always learned from our oppressors, right? During Halloween, people would kidnap people and then turn around and say it's the fairies. And in order to not get kidnapped, you have to dress like monsters, right? This is something that happens in black culture, especially in gangland culture, where black men will go shoot up black neighborhoods and go kill somebody, right? They might be from a blood neighborhood, some neighborhood that thinks that because they wear red, they get to go kill someone, another black man wearing blue, right? So what they would do is they would go and now here's the thing: a lot of gang members end up beefing with their own gang, right? So to get away with the murders, you have a brother who's a Crip. He's wearing all blue. He's gonna go to one of his another Crip neighborhood wearing all red, right? And he's gonna shoot that neighborhood up so they don't know a Crip committed the murder, and vice versa with Bloods and Crips. And this is happening in Toronto as we speak. As we speak, you're going to see people dressing up like the rival gang, even though they're from that same neighborhood, just to kill someone in the neighborhood and get away with it and paint it as someone else. And that's what they would do in Samhain. They would kidnap somebody and say, "Listen, the fairy did it." All right. We want to abstain from all evil. Right. Officer Shariwan, can you get me Psalms 101 verse 3? And if y'all want to add anything in, y'all already know, like, feel free.
Okay, so.
Right. Well, Officer Shariwan gets that. I'm gonna keep reading. All right. The Adventures of Nera, in which the hero Nera encounters a corpse and fairies and enters into the other world. Samhain figured into the adventures of mythological Celtic hero Fionn Mac Cumhaill when he faced the fire-breathing underworld dweller, Alien, who would burn down the Hall of Terror every Samhain. Good night. So they were burning down their own halls. They were burning down their own city buildings and saying it was monsters and it was a battle. Right? This is the lawlessness that you get with these holidays. It has nothing to do with what the Lord wanted for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Whenever you're ready, Officer Shariwan, you can read it.
Come on, sir. Book of Psalms chapter 101 and verse 3. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes.
Right. The Most High is not setting nothing wicked before his eyes, right? Listen, you want to dress up as some type of monster, some type of demon, and act like you're wicked. The Most High doesn't care about the wickedness that you're doing, right? It's not going to get you into the kingdom of heaven. What it's going to do is get you into a graveyard, right? You want to be wicked, the Most High is going to kill you. The Most High is going to take your life, and your family member is not going to have their father. They're not going to have their mother or their sister because you wanted to be evil. You wanted to think that, listen, you could just go do whatever. Christmas is coming up, and you think, all right, now here's the thing. All oppressors' holidays has some type of evil to it, right? Officer Adiar, he broke this down to me, and I would say I learned this about 2 years ago, and I didn't even know about this. I thought the Grinch was just something out of Hollywood, right? But Officer Adiar, he broke down what the Grinch really comes from. It's the spirit of Krampus, right? And if you go back to one of our Christmas classes from last year or the year before, you'll see a story on someone dressed as a Christmas devil, right? Like a devil's dressed as a devil during a Christmas parade, and he's reminding people that there's a whole other side of spirit to Christmas, which is the evil side, the evil spirit. Just like all of the holidays that we see from our oppressors. All of these so-called holy days that we see from our oppressors, they're just something evil, a day where they could go and do whatever they want. They could have orgies and get drunk and party like they're going to die that same night. Right. Keep reading, Officer Shariwan.
I hate the work of them that turn aside. Shall not cleave to me.
Right. Now what you're finding out is the Most High, he hates the works that you do. You want to, the work that you're doing is something physical, right? It's something spiritual. You're putting your spirit behind whatever these oppressors are doing, and he hates it. He doesn't like it. He wants to see all of that not happen in the children of Israel, right? Again, you celebrate your oppressor, and your oppressor is going to take advantage of it, right? You want your kids to follow your law in your house, but you don't want to follow the law of the Most High. You want to break all the commandments and then expect your children to not abuse drugs. You want, while you're telling your child they could go out and take candy from strangers their whole life. Your whole life, you told your children, go and take candy from strangers on October 31st. Do you know what happens in high school? Your daughter is going to go to high school. Some boy is going to be with her in the field, and he's going to have her take something they call nose candy, cocaine, right? First, it's going to start with some weed. He's going to give her some weed, right? That weed is going to be laced with God knows what, right? Or you might give her some alcohol because you never told your daughter not to take things from strangers, not to take drugs from people. You told her, don't take drugs, but on Halloween, go to a stranger's house and just take whatever they give you. So when she gets into high school, she's going to take whatever is given to her. And she's going to be abused, sadly, unfortunately. That's because you didn't raise her up in the UPK to be a princess. You didn't raise your son to be a prince of power. And now he's in Jeffrey Dahmer Jr.'s house. And Lord knows what's happening to him. And he's gonna need to call for counsel eventually. Officer Shariwan, let's get Ecclesiastes 9 verse 5.
So like beside the verse also I wanted to bring, well, two verses I wanted to bring.
Come on, you can bring them out. Well, Officer Shariwan, hold Ecclesiastes 9 verse 5. Officer Adiar, you got it.
All right, please. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words. You understand? Like they're gonna tell you to celebrate Halloween. If you don't celebrate Halloween, you're not cool. Do it for the kids. You understand? Don't let no man deceive you, man. Everything you do, get to know the roots of it, man. You understand? And everything that we do, get to know why we do it as well. You understand? We're not telling you just to follow us. You understand? Like, well, celebrate Feast of Tabernacle. You understand? Celebrate the Passover. You understand? Research everything. You understand? Don't believe, you understand, any words. You understand? Anybody that just come up to you with a concept. Research everything. And this is why we tell you in classes, bring your questions. You understand? So we could answer your questions, so we could edify you and you could know the truth. I said, let no man deceive you with vain words, man. This is what happens out there. You understand? The man tell you he loves you, have sex with you, you understand? And after that, you understand, you just became a whore. You understand? Gang bang you and everything. Why? Because you listen to vain words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. You understand? And this is why it is necessary to listen to what Officer 1000 is about you saying, man. You understand? Because not following the laws, going to celebrate Halloween, you become a children of disobedience, man. By becoming a whore, by becoming a drug dealer, a drug addict, you understand? By kidnapping kids, by doing everything that's against the Most High, you are the children of disobedience. And just like Officer about to say, you understand? The punishment doesn't come swift sometimes. The punishment may, you understand, may take, you understand, 5 years, 10 years, and you understand? Now, when you're like 40, 50 years old, now you're paying the price, you understand, for that, for one thing that you did when you was 20. Us, we don't want you to suffer. We want you, you understand, to live just like the Bible said to do. And this is why we have these classes once again. This is why we're doing what we're doing once again. This is why we're teaching you the roots of Halloween, which is evil. Because you might die tonight. Somebody, just like we see with South Korea, a brother or sister gonna die tonight because of celebrating Halloween, man. You understand? And it's important for you to change your life, especially in the days that you understand we're coming into, man. You understand? Chapter verse 7. Be ye not ye therefore partakers with them. Let them celebrate Halloween. Let the heathens, let the Caucasians, you understand, celebrate Halloween. Let the South Koreans celebrate what you understand, whatever they want to celebrate. Let the East Indians do whatever they want to do. You understand? If they want to worship Shiva, Buddha, that's them. You follow the Most High Yahweh, man. You understand? That's your only protection. That's your only salvation, man. You understand? And if you don't, hey, who are we? Maybe we just dumb niggas, you understand, that came out of the ghetto, you understand? Who are we, you understand, to tell you what to do? Maybe you want to learn on your own. You understand? Then afterward, you will say, I should have listened to Officer Zabaki. I should have listened to Officer Shawan. I should have listened to Officer Abban. You understand? Well, you know what they say? Maybe, you understand? If I could, if I would, if I did, it's always too late. You understand? It's a lot of peace.
No sweat, because that's heavy. That's definitely true, right? A lot of times, especially as Israel, we hear it when it's too late, right? We hear something when you've been told this your whole life, like don't do that, don't do this, and you're just like, nah, it's not gonna happen because you get away with it once, and you think that you're gonna get away with it for the next thousands times, and on the third time you're dead. You die. It's just like that. You have your whole family crying because you didn't want to listen, right? We told Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans stop selling drugs for so long, and brothers are sitting in jail right now, right? They don't get to tear fire with their rib, right? They're sitting in jail right now, listening to another man snore in their cell, and tomorrow morning, because this happens on Sundays a lot. Some random guard's gonna wake up in a bad mood and he's gonna decide to search a range. And brothers are gonna get violated and not stand naked in front of their oppressors because they didn't want to listen. They wanted to go be Al Poe, they wanted to be El Chapo and be drug dealers, and now they're in jail. Right? 1 second. I had a little more that I wanted to read in this article, right? We're gonna go into this last paragraph of this article. It's talking about jack-o'-lanterns and the tradition of jack-o'-lanterns and where it comes from, right? So this is Samhain in the Middle Ages. As the Middle Ages progressed, so did the celebration of the fire festivals. Bonfires known as Samnanigans, right? That sounds exactly like shenanigans, right? You're wondering where these words come from. You ask people what shenanigans is, excuse my French, right? It's a bunch of effery, right? I'm gonna say it like that. It's a bunch of BS, just effery, just messing around, the shenanigans, right? Samnanigans, which were more personal Samhain fires nearer the farms, became a tradition purportedly to protect families from the fairies and witches. So again, you had to, if you were in these times, you would have to go along so the villagers don't come and burn down your house, right? Because that's what they were doing. They were straight up burning down your house, right? Carved turnips called jack-o'-lanterns began to appear, which attached by strings to sticks and embedded with coal. Later, Irish tradition switched to pumpkins. So that's where you get the jack-o'-lantern and carving up pumpkins, and where people you think, oh, it's just for the kids. We're gonna carve these pumpkins and then roast some pumpkin seeds. Listen, pumpkin seeds are sweet, but you don't have to, Salakia, put some pumpkin in your soup. You don't have to waste a pumpkin and carve it up to some ghoul or goblin and put it on your porch. Right. Officer Shariwan, if you have a Ecclesiastes 9 for us,
And Salaka, before you get that, priest, and just like what you said, priest, you don't have to waste a pumpkin with all the, you understand, the malnutrition in the world. You understand?
Right.
With all the, you understand, people that are starving in the world. Send that pumpkin to somewhere, you understand, so somebody could eat. You understand? You them murderers. You understand? There's people,
Right.
you understand, in the world that don't have nothing to eat. Why don't you send those pumpkins, you understand, to those people instead of, you understand, carving them up, lighting them up, and put it in your porch? That while you're doing that, there are people, you understand, that are actually dying, you understand, of hunger. And this is why. This is why when Israel get, you understand, when Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian rule the world, it will be a different world. So like it, please.
You're damn right. It's going to be a different world. It's not going to be what you see right now. Right now, what you're seeing is just a horrible depiction of what oppressors like to do. Oppressors like nothing more than to just get drunk and have orgies and do a bunch of mischief. Look at how they established all these countries. Right? Is based off mischief. Con.
So Lakia said the way Captain Zariak said it, it's like these people that are ruling the earth, they're a straight virus. And they're literally sucking everything out of this earth.
Right.
The resources, killing the animals, the people,
right.
the air, the water, everything. So
They're literally sucking the oil from out of the ground, and then we're wondering why these earthquakes are happening. Like we definitely know the Lord is causing these earthquakes, right? But also when you take the lubricant out of the tectonic plates, they shift, and when they shift, they crack, and that's how you get earthquakes. That's how you get all the terrible earthquakes and sinkholes in South America. Right. So Salaki, officer, can you read that precept?
Come on, sir. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 5. For the living know that they shall die.
Right, the living know that we're gonna die, right? The living, like we all know that one day you're going to die. Like everyone knows that. That's one of the things that's promised in life is death, right? But we're supposed to keep the law so we don't die horribly. How every brother in this school shall die? Listen, you want to die like David, Salakia. You want to die a very old man with some young thing next to you. Right? When David was old, he was so old, he was having trouble staying warm. They got a young woman who didn't have a husband, and she would just lie on top of him. Now, that's not a way to die. I don't know what the hell is going on, because in this kingdom here, how we're dying, we're walking down the street or walking our dogs or going to the store, and someone's saying, hey, do you have a lighter? And you're like, nah, I don't smoke. Or you're saying, in this case of many brothers, they're saying, yeah, I have a lighter. And you look down, and when you look back up, someone's letting off a 30-round magazine at you, and you're dying. A lot of brothers are saying, I'm a trap king. I'm working my wrist. And someone comes and kicks in the door, and they say, where's all the money? Where's all the drugs? Give me the food, right? And someone starts shooting at you or pistol whipping the brains out of your head, right? Or some police officer is killing you. The living know they're going to die. Keep reading.
Come on. But the dead know not anything.
The dead, they don't know anything. Listen, the dead don't have no memory. Ask the dead right now. Can we speak to them? You can't even speak to the dead. King Saul thought he could speak to the dead. It did not work out. He ended up dying and falling on his sword. Keep reading.
Neither have they any more a reward.
Right? There's no reward when you die. When you die, you go face your judgment. Right? You face your judgment, and then you're born again maybe a century later. Who knows when? But you're born again, and you're back in a body. And like, officers, do y'all remember what your past life was like? Nah, none of us do. Right? But we died and we faced judgment and we came back. Right? Is that it? You can keep reading that precept.
Come. Neither have they any more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten.
Right? The memory of what's happening is forgotten, right? Listen, you don't get a reward when you die. There is no, oh, you lived such a wonderful life and you get to. This is not Christianity, right? This is not the Muslim mosque. There's not 50 virgins waiting for you because you wanted to blow your stuff up. Right? It's not kiss every oppressor in the mouth and love your slave master after he broke your jaw. The Christian church believes that the slave master breaks your jaw, breaks your right jaw, you just turn your left cheek and let him break your left. And here we teach that the slave master tries to come and attack you, right? You match that energy. You fight. You just don't die, right? We're not gonna just physically attack you. You come and try to do something, we're gonna tell you back up. We're gonna scream back up so loud so you know. But listen, get within that arm's length and cross that line. And good night. You're gonna learn what we learned. Many of our brothers, they got covers on. They got them covers on with that blue ribbon. Salakia, y'all might have seen Officer Bond rocking it at our last camp, right? A cover with a blue ribbon. He learned the Yakarab, and good night. I feel sorry for the silly man who decides to test his strength and test his knowledge in warfare. Right. Let's keep going. I got a couple more precepts that we're gonna read before we end the night. Officer Shariwan, get me Galatians 5:19. Right, because this is gonna break down exactly what's happening during this Samhain festival. Excuse me, Salakia, that they call Halloween.
Come. It's Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest. Right,
the works of the flesh are manifest. What, Salakia, what are the works of the flesh, Officer Shariwan?
Salakia, on what you do.
Right, the works of the flesh it's a physical thing, right? The works that you do, right? When you go to your slavery, you go do work. It's physical, right? Sometimes it might just be typing on a computer. Sometimes it might be putting up a whole 50-foot tower so people could live in, or so banks can rent and can conduct their business, right? But the works of the flesh is the stuff that you do, right? Keep reading.
Which are these?
These are the works of the flesh that are manifest, that people are doing in the earth. The things that go against what the Most High Power said. Keep reading.
Adultery.
Oh, that's a big one. Listen, the Benjamites know about adultery, Salakia. The Benjamites know about. Have you listened to that Benjamite music? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. It sounds good. It sounds good when you just want to dance and stuff, but then when you really listen to the lyrics, right? It's a lot about a man taking another man's rib, right? The works of the flesh is adultery. What's gonna happen tonight? There's gonna be some sister. She's out without her man, and she's dressed as some disgusting vampire or something slutty, right? Some Playboy bunny, right? Now, Playboy bunny, all the women that went through that Playboy mansion, they were abused. They were abused as children, and they grew up and they became abused more by some devil that died. And America just paints that devil. I forgot his name. Hugh Hefner. They paint him as a saint, just like the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church paints their priests as saints. America paints Hugh Hefner as a saint. Right? Keep reading.
Fornication.
Fornication, illicit sex that you're not supposed to have. Now, the Christian church, because the Christian church is gay, they're going to tell you that fornication is just when a man takes a woman who doesn't have a husband and they get together and they tear fire, right? They're going to say, nah, you're not man and woman no more. That's fornication, right? According to the Most High, when the man sleeps with a woman, she becomes his. They become one flesh, right?
Right.
According to this, fornication is when you sleep with a woman who's not yours. That's another man's woman, right? When you go in and sleep with a husband that's not yours, like when Christ checked that woman at the well and told her that she had many husbands. She was a fornicator. She was a whore. Keep reading.
Uncleanness.
Uncleanness, right? Listen, there are many forms of being unclean, right? Okay. Another one thing that they do at a lot of these festivals, right? When the food that they eat is unclean food. Someone's having a party right now, and there's shrimp cocktails on the table that they made to look like Slovakia. Not Slovakia. Don't ask me how I know this, right? But I remember seeing a shrimp cocktail and it was supposed to look like some goblin's hand coming out of the drink, right? Where the shrimp tails are supposed to be like a goblin's hand or something like that, right? And that will make you unclean, eating unclean foods. Right? Keep reading.
Okay. Lasciviousness.
Keep reading.
Idolatry.
Right, idolatry, where people will be worshiping these demons, right? You might not understand this part, right? They're worshiping these demons when they're dressing up as them and going out and having a good time tonight. Tonight they're going to have a good time, full of regrets that they have in the morning. Someone's going to wake up pregnant tonight, and they're not going to know who the baby father is because they were high and drunk, right? Because they wanted to worship Sam Hain and whatever goblin or evil thing that was presented to them at the party because the oppressor told them it's okay. Keep reading.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft, right? That's the work of drug dealing. The witchcraft that everyone's going to be under tonight because they want to pop a molly in the club and start rolling. Because they want to smoke some weed or do some cocaine or Lord knows what other drugs that they have right now. Keep reading.
Come on. Hatred.
Read.
Variance.
Keep reading.
Emulations. Wrath.
Right. Beef and hatred between the brothers. Right, that's what you get for hatred and the variance, right? The emulations is the spirit of pride, right? Thinking you're better than someone, right? Listen, they're gonna have the best dress tonight. Whichever sister wears the least amount of clothes, they're gonna turn around and tell her she's the best dress, right? Now let that settle in. That is heavy. She's wearing nothing but a bra and a panty outside in the cold tonight. And they're telling her she's the best dressed, and now she's getting frostbites, right? She's getting frostbite where she shouldn't be getting frostbite because she wants to be the best dressed. Meaning she's naked, totally naked outside. Keep reading.
Strife. Seditions.
Right? Listen, you ever been to parties with the Edomites? That's what they want to do. They want to have strife in those parties. They want to have a fight. A good Edomite party, and I kid you not. Listen, I was in the world. I used to go to the Edomite parties, right? A good Edomite party is not a good Edomite party unless there is a fight. There got to be 10 fights to have a good party. And the brother, you're gonna hear some Edomite. He's gonna get his whole nose broken. He's gonna say, "Come on, give me some more." I just don't understand, right? They get drunk and they have a you think I'm lying? What do they call the Irish? Officer Shaw, you on an Officer Adiar. What do they call the Irish?
Slack, so I'm not sure.
The Fighting Irish. Go look at the picture, the logo for Notre Dame's football team. Right, Officer Adia. He putting their hands up. They want to fight. There's a Fighting Irish. A good Edomite party has a fight. Right? And this is just like all heathens. Listen, y'all see the heathens. Officer, y'all seen that video? I forgot who it was. I think it was some Elamites. Some Elamites, they were having some festival where they were slapping each other bloody. That's what happens at their festivals. They want to fight. They want to have strife, right? They want to go into the backyard and just roll around in the grass and get it on fisticuffs until someone's arm is broken. And when the arm is broken, that they had a good time. They said, "All right, Billy, we had enough. Let's go back inside and get drunk." And then round 3 happened. Someone else is fighting. Keep reading. I'm gonna go just a little longer. Bear with us. If you're watching, hit that like, subscribe button. Black Watch should be on right now. You could always go to Black Watch and go watch it. Commanding General YAHANNA and his captains, they're the heavy hitters of Israel, be getting it on right now on Black Watch. It's usually Saturday night, 9 to 11, Monday night, 9 to 11, and Wednesday night, 9 to 11. Go get it in on Black Watch and come back here. Also, hit the like button, subscribe, share this video, share this class to everywhere. Share it to Twitter. Listen, at Kanye West on Twitter and sharing these classes and tell him, pay his damn tithes to Commanding General YAHANNA, who he owes.
Right. So like if before I want to get in the verse, right? Like let me put y'all on games. Like a lot of y'all gonna let y'all say your woman, you understand, go to the Halloween parties, you understand, with things that you bought for, you understand?
Right.
Like, she's gonna have sex with another man. She's gonna show up, you understand, for another man with these you understand, lingerie, you understand, sexy bikinis that you bought for her Halloween parties. She's gonna you understand, be another man's woman tonight. Understand? So
good night.
By extent for her and you. These lingerie is supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? She was supposed to wear them for you. All these, you understand, these nice clothes, you understand, these sexy clothes that you bought for your woman, and she's going out tonight. She's gonna make the life, you understand, or the enjoyment of another person or another man, or maybe a woman. So
good night.
I'm just putting you on games.
Salakia, they need to take a class from this priest right here. Get in his classes. He's gonna give you the game. Because listen, that's happening. Listen, there's a sister right now who told a brother that was trying to get to know her. Listen, I needed my nails done. Cash at me. I need $350 for my nails. And she only spent $80 on her nails and took the rest of the sum of money and went and bought lingerie for Bobby down the street, right? Joe Grind down the street is watching your woman in the lawn, and she might not even be your woman. Watching the woman you bought lingerie, work that lingerie, man. You should be at home with your rib, right? Get into school and learn how to break down a woman. Listen, we meet sisters, we break them down. You gotta break that sister all the way down to nothing and build her back up into the woman you want, right? And if she wants to go celebrate Halloween, you tell her, all right, go celebrate Halloween. And when she calls your phone, you just don't answer.
All right.
In the world, she'll be like, he ghosted me. I thought you like ghosts. And good night. Isn't that not what you want for Halloween? Every sister's getting ghosts right now because she likes ghosts and goblins. Good night. Officer Shaiwan, let's get some more of this verse right now. Salakia.
Okay.
We're in 20. Right by Strife.
Heresies. Verse 21. Envyings.
Right, heresies is leaving idolatry based on the Bible. Heretics, right? The people who left the school, right? Listen, there's brothers who they turned on their God over who knows what. Some do it for cheesecake. Some do it because their woman, some evil bitch in the world, told him it was okay. Salakia, excuse my French. Right? I'm probably gonna get a phone call about it, right? But listen, they left the school because they hated their brothers, and their sister hated their brothers because we were telling them, listen, come out with us, let's go outside. And she knew if he goes outside, he might get another rib. Salakia. So she told him leave the school, and he left. Keep reading, Officer Shaiwan.
Murderers.
Listen, someone's getting shot tonight in your city, in my city, in every city where Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are turning on their God. Keep reading.
Drunkenness.
It's not cool to be drunk. Y'all sisters know that. How many times have you gotten drunk and woke up in some man's bed and not remember where the man is, who the man was, or you got drunk at a party and woke up with your panties off, and now you got to go to the doctor and get a shot of penicillin, and do an STD and STI test to find out if you are right, or a pregnancy test, and then you're contemplating should you have an abortion or not, because you got drunk, right? You got drunk and you didn't understand that getting drunk was not the thing to do. You should have been at home, or you should have been in this class. Keep reading.
Revelings.
That's exactly what's happening tonight. That's exactly what this is all about. It's about the orgies that they're gonna have. Listen, the Greeks showed the oppressors how to have orgies, and that's what you see. You go to parties where everyone's naked and they have a orgy. Right, give this sister a hand. Listen, Officer Adiyar, you're doing a good job. Sister Kala said Salakia, right? But if a man or woman leaves a school, means they were never UPK material, right? They were never with us, and that's a precept. If they leave, they weren't with us. Salakia, Officer Shariwan, you can keep reading.
And such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they that do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
If you go out tonight to have a Halloween party, you're going to inherit the kingdom of God?
Shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Why didn't your pastor tell you this? Why didn't your spiritual leader tell you this? You thought because you were Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you were going to go outside and have a good time worshiping the devil, who's the oppressor the Bible speaks of. You wanted to live like him. You thought you were going to get the kingdom of God doing that, right? Officer Shaw, you want to repeat that last part one more time. Babu Shaw.
That they that do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
You are not going to inherit the kingdom of God celebrating Halloween, observing Halloween. We got Hanukkah coming up next. Right. It's a remembrance of wars that the Salakia, the Maccabees fought, right? Remembering what it was like for 7 of our brothers to be tortured because they didn't want to eat pork. And remembering the battles that we fought because we decided to follow our Lord. Right? That's what we got coming up next. We're gonna celebrate that. There's no reason to be outside tonight talking about you walking around with the dead and with the goblins. And I'm afraid of a fairy, so I gotta dress up as a ghost. Such a coward way to live your life. And in the I.S.U.P.K, we are no cowards. Cowards are not allowed in here. And listen, you come in here and find yourself a coward. We're either going to build you up or push you out. But you're not going to stay if you're a coward, because you will not be putting my brother's lives at risk because of your cowardice. Right? So once again, this is another Saturday night scripture breakdown. The water for everybody who's been with us, tuning in. Again, like, subscribe, share this channel. I'm Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K. I got Priest and Officer 1000 Adiyar and Priest and Officer 1000 Shariwan. Right, I'm going to hand the class over to Officer Shariwan. Clap it up, everybody. Clap it up. Clap it
up. Slaki Officer Zabadi, if you could, can you send me the High Holy Days?
Come.
What is? These are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, funeral offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. High holy days, Salakia.
It should be in your WhatsApp, priest.
Yeah, Salakia, so I'm having, I can't open that photo.
I got it for you.
Got it, priest?
The next high holy day is Hanukkah, right? The Feast of Dedications. This is the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. Saturday, September 17th, 2022, for 8 days. Right, you can find it in the First Maccabees, right? That's the Apocrypha right here. First Maccabees. You can find it First Maccabees chapter 4, verses 50 to 61.
Salakia, priest, not September, November, priest.
Salakia.
November. We're in October right now.
Salakia, I meant to say December. December 17th.
Okay, come.
Officer Shaiwan?
Come for water, sir. To any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imadium, which means stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Sar, turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh, Yad Yamatah. Class dismissed.